My walk. What did I see on my walk this morning? I saw no bears or cougars. I did see flyers about them, though I sometimes think they post those flyers more to attract than to warn off. I didn't see any hawks or eagles, not that I expected to at that hour. The early bird might get the worm, but he won't catch many thermals at first light. And this morning I didn't see any coyotes. I thought I would. Later than I was out today, I've seen them in the meadow that runs alongside the trail, hunting in that cartoonish way they have, leaping up and coming down with all 4 feet together to try to disable mouse or mole or shrew or vole, whatever morsel is on that coyote breakfast menu. We've seen them do that even while they pay absolutely no attention to the roosters crowing and the hens clucking in the pens anent the meadow. So no, this morning I did not have one of those eerie visions of coyote crossing the trail in front of me, just barely visible through the morning mist like a ghost predator, nor one of those eye-locked silent interactions in which I try to reassure psychically that I am not a credible threat, while coyote gazes back at me and seems to ponder whether I'm decrepit enough to be edible yet. What did I see on my walk this morning? One rabbit, and him I almost missed as I whispered silent prayers to myself and to whom or whatever else might have attended. Not religion anymore, nor yet quite superstition. Someone has friended me who has coined the term spiritual suspicions. And I now see that my prayer fits well that general description. And I did see a deer, a big buck, but that wasn't technically on my walk. I was already in the car en route home when I spotted him in the field across the road, just north of where the trail crosses. There was no one behind me, so I pulled over and parked on the shoulder and got out to look at him. He was on the far side of the road, some 50 yards away, which he must have felt was a safe distance, because for 2 minutes or so, he just stood there very still, and we eyed each other. Then the traffic picked up, and I went back to the car. What did I see on my walk this morning? That was about it for wild things. There was one other thing you'd probably like to hear about. Along the lines of that old swayback horse, that every time we see it out in its pasture, you say, somebody must really love that horse. There was this old woman. When I say old, I'm saying my age, give or take a few, possibly as young as you. I thought not, but in that range. The old woman had a leash in one hand, leading a retriever, no longer golden, clearly older in dog years than either of us, laboring a little, but enjoying, as Goldens so obviously do, every aspect of this morning constitutional. The old woman, with her other hand, was pulling a child's red rusted wagon, in which rode a second, no longer golden retriever, this one even older, perhaps the mother of the one she led, and able to do not much more than lift its head to smell whatever cinemascope, high-definition 3D summer blockbuster olfactory spectacle it is that dogs so enjoy. And I knew this woman understood that dogs get their kicks from their sense of smell, and she had somehow lifted, prodded, cajoled, maneuvered, leveraged her no longer golden retriever up into her car, and from there down into that little red wagon, so that even though it couldn't walk anymore, and who knows, maybe couldn't even see or hear, it could still smell the rabbits and coyotes, rooster and chickens, birds and other dogs, maybe even deer and cougar and black bear, all those smells that were about all the adventure that old dog was still capable of. What, my darling, did I see on my walk this morning? I saw love.